Thank you for joining me today. It's 4 in the morning and I just woke up. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna get my day started and just start off early.
Please excuse the sunscreen on my nose. Let's ignore that from now on.
So recently online, I've been seeing the conversation around the YouTube channel Family of Eight and how their mom was actually the mom that controls the channel was actually just arrested in suspicion of child neglect. Apparently, one of the children actually showed up to their neighbor's house and he seemed malnourished and he had duct tape on his hands. So, for a very long time, I have felt that these kind of family channels really need to have some kind of restriction or rights for the children that are participating. It concerns me that we are so incredibly comfortable with sharing private details of our life and private details of the children in our life, with the understanding that on the internet there are a lot of people that are looking for easy praise. And I remember back in my day, we used to say, hey, don't talk to strangers online. And for some reason, we just completely have forgotten about that. And I think the reason for that is we've decided that privacy is no longer really important. What is important is having a following and being known. It's so complicated because I even sometimes struggle with this. And I just find it alarming that some children are being forced into this life and they're not even given a choice. As I said, I often struggle with this as well. I grew up in California. So often I am like, is this a California thing where we all just want to be famous? But I then see the treatment that celebrities and child stars have received that is often hidden behind a layer of glamour, which oftentimes it's fake. The glamour that we're seeing is fake. But I think the line became so blurred of understanding what is real and what is not that we no longer understand that what we are seeing is often fake. So when you have these regular people that maybe turn into influencers, they blur the line even more, not only for themselves but also for the new generation of people watching. So I'm a millennial and I started using social media when I was about 14 years old. And I find that although I am a 29-year-old adult, I still struggle with understanding what is real and what is not. It's a little alarming to me because I find that I grew up half of my life without social media, so I know that there are many things that are not what they seem. But even up until now, if I'm on Instagram or something, which I try to limit, I hate Instagram. But even I find that me as an adult, as someone who has used Photoshop professionally for the past 10 years, I'm still comparing myself and I'm still comparing my life to the people that I see online. I understand that also many people do that. Unfortunately, I just think that this facade of having a perfect life or having the misconception that you need fame to be happy, you need to be known in order to be anyone. I feel like that is just bringing negative consequences onto the next generation. And honestly, the reason why I wanted to make this video is just to highlight how even I struggle with this too, and how it's incredibly easy to feel like what you're doing, your personal goals that you're achieving on your personal life, don't really compare or don't really matter if you don't share them online. Your life doesn't have to be broadcasted. You can choose bits and pieces to broadcast online. You don't need to 100% give up your privacy. With that said, the children that are being forced to participate into these kind of online content absolutely need protection. And I also grew up with Disney Channel, and I've been seeing a lot of content from previous child stars such as Janelle McCurdy. They've talked about how being a child star, being told what to do instead of being able to develop your own personality and try things out and make mistakes, how that has affected them as an adult. And I can absolutely understand how having someone telling you what to do all the time and creating these fictional scenarios that are being portrayed as real, how that can absolutely mess up who you are as a person, who you grew up to be, how you get to know yourself, how you get to know the family that is around you and their dynamics. So these children absolutely need protection, and it just makes me so incredibly sad that people whose main goal is not only to raise a child, but they have an underlying goal of being a star, or honestly just for profits. It just makes me so incredibly sad how these parents were allowed to have children on the first place. And the more that I've looked into my childhood trauma and how specific scenarios went through affect me as an adult, the more that I think that there really needs to be mandatory classes of child development for all parents, because I understand that we're all trying our best and that none of us know what we're doing. But when you are bringing children into this world, especially multiple, you really need guidance on how to make these children into healthy human beings. Because at the end of the day, being a healthy human being actually 100% takes a lot of work. You can have a healthy life and maybe it came naturally to you, but it actually doesn't come naturally to most people. So I find that a lot of parents definitely need childhood development classes. And also, can we please make therapy accessible to all the children in school? That way we can also catch these kind of issues before it's too late. So those are my thoughts when it comes to this case. And I am a child-free millennial, and I don't plan on having children for that same reason. I am still working on nourishing myself after people around me didn't do that for me. So I'm just concerned, and I hope that if you are a parent or if you're planning on being a parent, please read books about child development and what it takes to raise a healthy human being, because it really is a lot of work. One of the books that I've been reading is Children of Absent Mothers. So that one has been very, very helpful on highlighting how some of the insecurities that I have developed actually come from childhood. And my mom wasn't a horrible mom. See, she wasn't a horrible mom. But even the way you speak to children and the way that you push them to have positive challenges, all of that really, really matters. And I don't think many people realize that. I think many people just have children and they're like, okay, good luck. But that's just not the way it works. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me today. I know this one was definitely a ranty one. There's a lot of topics that I'm interested in this topic. So, such as child development, who should have children, who should honestly not have children, and the childhood trauma that is developed after you are under someone's toxic parenting, and also how toxic the entertainment industry it is on its own. It is creating a facade that we all feel we should participate in, and it makes us feel short all the time. It makes us feel like we are never enough, and like there is someone out there living a better life, and they're having all of these vacations and they're so beautiful. But honestly, your path and your development shouldn't be shaped by what you are seeing online, because it is just not real. And it is okay for you to get to know yourself as a human in private. And it is such a privilege to be able to do that in private. And everyone should be given that chance. So I'm gonna go ahead and just finish up my look, and I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, guys, so this is my final look. Nothing super extravagant since I'm just going into the office, but I would love to hear what you think about this topic. As I said, as someone from California, I'm always like, why do I want to be famous? And even understanding all of these negative effects that it has on children, that it has on adults, and the whole facade that comes with being famous. Why is it something that we still long for? What are we really looking for when we want to be famous? And what are we willing to risk? And how is it affecting future generations? I would love to hear your thoughts, and I hope that you guys have a good day. Stay safe out there, and I will see you guys later.